Whoa, it's WrestleMania week there, folks. Right? But before that, before WrestleMania, the big show, we got WWE NXT Stand and Deliver. That's right. This is the predictions episode. Stand and Deliver for all you NXT fans out there to find out who we think or who I think is going to win at NXT Stand and Deliver this year. What will happen? Who will be the champion going forward? Because all the titles are basically on the line there. So, hey, we're going to find out. This is DA Wrestling, Canadian YouTube channel, boys, girls. I'm Andrew. Let's get started. Okay, so we have NXT Stand Deliver this it's coming on Saturday, very early in the morning, in Vegas, 12:30, I believe it is, or 1 o'clock. So early in the morning, or early afternoon, whatever you want to call it. Depends on how early you get up. All depends. We're gonna run down the card here, see who I like, who I think is gonna win, and whether that's gonna be a new champion or not. Because let's be honest here, some of this can go either way, but some of it should be a sure thing. So, before we get started on this prediction, guys, if you are like the content here on the show, make sure you like, share, subscribe down below. Little thing on the side there, subscribe button right there, popped up. Right, wherever we are, Canadian content here, right here in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Right, if you are like the content here, like I said, big small click, small click for you, big click for us here. DA Wrestling, we appreciate everything. Make sure you follow us on Spotify, YouTube, as well as Podbean. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Anyway, let's get started this whole thing here. So, there are 7 matches on the card there. Pretty big for NXT Stand and Deliver, I guess. Compared to the other ones, it's usually 5 matches. But we're going a little 2 more. But one is a pre-show match. And the pre-show match here, right, is consisting with number 1 contendership for who will face whoever the tag team champion, women's tag team champions may be after WrestleMania. Okay? So, obviously, the WrestleMania match for the NXT for the world for the tag team titles is Bayley and Lyra Valkyria taking on champions Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Now, whoever wins this match will face them on NXT on the Tuesday. Crazy, eh? So, in the match here for this fatal 4-way tag team matchup for the number 1 contendership, we have Metaphor being Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson. We have Fatal Influence. I finally got it right? Being JC Jane and Fallon Henley versus Tatum Paxley and Gigi Dolan and the newly formed team, kind of not really, they're back together kind of thing, of Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez. Now, here's the dilemma. I probably would have said Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley. Why? Because I like those 2 girls. But it's hard to determine whether or not who's going to win this now. Right? Before, it was a number 1 contender slot. Now it's a number 1 contender slot. That's what they decided to do. But since you have the tag team match here at WrestleMania on the Sunday of Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyria, almost makes me wonder, kind of flips what I thought might happen too, because we have to do the predictions video yet. We'll do that tomorrow night. Look forward for on Friday. I'm going to go ahead and say Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade to win. Because I think that Bayley's going to probably win the tag team titles with Lyra Valkyria now. I said I think feeling they want to do something like that. There's a long history between Bayley, Cora Jade, and Roxanne Perez, along with Lyra Valkyria. So it's a good chance they're going to do this. Almost like a revenge scenario for Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade to take the tag team titles off those girls, which would help move Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez onto the main roster earlier. Now, I know several months ago, I probably said that Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade were going to fight at some point, but that's not going to happen. They kind of did, right, in the match for Stephanie Valkyria's NXT title, but that didn't come to the way, now did it? So, I'm going to go with that with a pre-show match. Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade defeating the other field to take on, to become the number 1 contender for the tag team titles, which will happen on Tuesday. Not a good idea. I know it kind of makes I know it kind of makes Bailey and Lana Akira possibly, if they do win, transitional champions. But hey, that happens sometimes. Moving on to the main card, though, right? Well, 6 matches on the main card, right? We're gonna start off there first, though, with the North American Women's Tag Team Title North American Women's Title match, ladder match, consisting of Zarya, Sol Roca, uh, let's see, Izzy Dame, the beautiful Kalani Jordan, right? Lola Vice, also very pretty, all beautiful women actually, Nasha. And the returning, we saw her on Tuesday night, returning of Thea Hale. Now, she qualified on Tuesday, beating Karen Petrovic. Very disappointing. I feel Karen Petrovic should have won, but hey, they're really high on Thea Hale, right? I think she's crazy. But hey, that's besides that. I kind of dig crazy chicks, but still, I think she's kind of crazy. So, who do I think is going to win? I'm going to stick with what I think is going to happen. And I think Zarya is going to win. Zarya or Sol Roca is going to win. Now, Sol Roca just won the speed title, right? Being Candice LeRae on that X thing that they do. I don't know if they're willing to put the I was going to tell on Sol Roca right away. I just don't know if they're going to willing to do that. It's a possibility, especially if you want to do the story, but you still do the story, I think, with Zarya. So I'm thinking right now, and I don't think Kalani George is going to win it, even though she had highest claim. I don't see Izzy Dame winning it, at least not yet. Lola Vice, it's hard to say Lola Vice win it, right? I just don't see Lola Vice doing it. The only logical reason to me are either Sol Roca, Zarya, or Thea Hale. Which leads me to believe it's probably be Thea Hale. But I'm going to go with Zarya. But I wouldn't be surprised if Thea Hale wins. Because I'm tossed on this one. Right? I really am. Right? Zarya to me, I think, is a more of a heel. This whole playful thing they have with Sol Roca right now, to me, is just biding time. You see kind of tension there. I can see Sol Roca winning it. Right? And then Zarya turning on her. But would it be weird though if Zarya wins it and Sol Roca turns heel? Oh. But I'm gonna go with Zarya. I think that's the answer I want to go with. I think Zarya might be the best option for this thing. But as a option B, if I want to say there, folks, I'm gonna say probably Thea Hale wins. I just feel they might want to do that too. We're gonna see. Right, it's gonna be a hell of a match, right? I think all women have a claim to this title there, except for my far as I'm concerned is Izzy Dame. I just don't see that happening yet at all. But hey, it's WWE, it's NXT, right? Depends on what story they want to go with. If they want to go the Zarya Sol Roca thing, then fine, they'll do that, right? But also, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Thea Hale does win. Been there for a while. Who knows? Moving on. We're going to talk last night on NXT, on Tuesday night to NXT. We saw the number one contenders for the men's NXT tag team titles determined. And that is to see who will face Fraxium at NXT's at Stand Deliver. So, in a surprising move there, Hank and Tank won. Yeah. I don't see Hank and Tank winning this match here. I mean, it could very well possibly. They're on a bit of a roll. They have that big momentum a little bit because they did win the matchups they did have on SmackDown, which I believe was a fatal 4-way. So, or maybe it was a gauntlet match. Can't remember which one it was. But I just don't see anybody beating Faction right now. At least not a viable threat to them. So I'm going to stick with Fraction on this one. Nathan Frazier and Action winning this. Right? I think it's gonna be a hell of a good match. I think both teams are gonna pull out everything they can. But at the end of the day, I think Faction is gonna win this one. Moving on to number 4. on the match. We had a 6-man tag team match, which was announced on Tuesday night. The D'Angelo family have the whole fight stuff with Dark State. I'm gonna keep on calling them the rip off Shield, the Ship of Shield rip off, because that's to me it's just a thing. I don't like the name Dark State. I think it's dumb. Some people like it. I just don't find them. It's too Shield-esque to me. Dark State to me sound like they should be like worshiping the devil or something. Or like, in DC, they'd be part of Darkseid's crew. Cool. But hey, whatever. Right? The D'Angelo family now, it's all on Tuesday night. The D'Angelo family isn't very well. Tony D'Angelo was not very happy with Stacks, the underboss. Okay. It almost leads me to believe I'm going to take Dark State to win this one. It almost leads me to believe that something's going to happen in the D'Angelo family where Stacks is going to get kicked out or Stacks is going to turn on Tony D'Angelo. They've been too happy for a while. I'm going to take Dark State to this one here. All right, plus they're a newer tag team too. They're a newer group of guys here. They kind of need the win. I think it's a better opportunity for them to win it too, especially being somebody like the D'Angelo family, who've been a mainstay on NXT now for a while. Moving on. We also found out on Tuesday night who Ricky Saints will be facing at NXT Stand and Deliver. And last week's episode, I kind of said it was going to be Ethan Page. Well, surprise, surprise. It's Ethan Page. Ethan Page ended up winning a fatal 4-way match between Wesley, Alexis King, Thorpe, and who the hell was? Who the other one? And Ethan Page. Anyway, Ethan Page versus Saints. He cut a promo after the match. He comes on down. Saints comes on down while he's in the promo and spears him. Stands tall thing. Hate to break it to Ethan Page fans here because, Canadian boy. But I think Ricky Saints going to win. He just won the title. Right? I think it's going to be a hell of a good match between two former AEW guys. Right? Very well known on the independents as well. I see Ricky Saints. He just won the title, so I don't see them just stripping the title off Ricky Saints. I feel this is going to go on for a little bit. But I think Ricky Saints is going to win this one here at NXT Stand Deliver moving forward, and then they're going to have a match. Page might win the title at some point off of Saints, but I think Saints right now is going to win this match, NXT Stand Deliver, and move on with the title for the time being. Next match on the card. We're going to talk Oba Femi, Siobhan Williams, and Trick Williams. John Evans and Trick Williams. It's hard. I'm going up thinking Oba Femi. I don't think that Trick Williams is coming to the end of his time in NXT. Javon Evans, to me, it just isn't ready for the title yet. I find to me, it's just like, it'd be almost like not to crap on people who like the Kofi Kingston run, but he lost in like 30 seconds to Brock Lesnar. I kind of see the same thing with Javon Evans. I don't think that's the right way to go with it. I'm taking Oba Femi here. I think Oba Femi is going to pin Trick Williams or stack both guys. I mean, Oba Femi is a beast. Right? I think Oba Femi is going to win this match. Move on. I think he might have maybe a match with Javon Evans down the line. But right now, I think Trick Williams is pretty much done in NXT. I think Oba Femi is going to win because they like Oba Femi, very high in Oba Femi, right? In NXT right now. I like the ruler gimmick. I can't wait for him to hit the wrong roster. I mean, I don't see them giving it to Trick Williams. I just don't see Trick Williams being the guy that wins this yet. Wins this anymore. I just don't. He has two runs with the title. I just don't see him winning. Simple as that. Now, to what I think is the main event. Should be the main event of all costs. Right? I understand Oba Femi, the NXT title. I get it. But to me, the biggest story and the best story, and arguably the most popular, is the Fatal 4-Way match to determine the NXT Women's Champion with Jordynne Grace versus Jada Parker versus the returning Julia and my favorite NXT champion, Stephanie Vakir. Now, Julia came back. She's going full heel by the looks of it, right? It looks really good. Now, I noticed it actually yesterday too. She did an interview here. Had her blue hair and her eyes were blue too. Very, very alluring. I'm gonna lie to you. Very, very beautiful woman. This stuff between Stephanie Vakir and Julia isn't over. I don't think Julia has the pin here. I think Jada Parker is there to probably get the pin, get pinned. I think Stephanie Vakir walks into the NXT champion and walks out NXT champion. I don't see. I think Jordynne Grace, like I said before, she's not there for a long period of time, right? She doesn't probably need. Doesn't need to go for. Doesn't have to have the NXT championship, right? You could put her on her. I just don't see it happening yet. Right? Maybe a little bit down the line. Not yet. Jada Parker to me is still not there in that point of view yet. This whole thing is going to revolve around Julia versus Stephanie. That's how they want to go with this. Right? I think Julia is going to be very, very vicious. You get that vicious Julia that we saw in New Japan. Right? I don't see Jordynne being there yet. Like I said, that long. Right? Jada Parker is still me isn't ready. Stephanie Vakir, obviously, they're very high on Vakir as well. Right? So I think they want to go with Stephanie Vakir and Julia, another singles match, and go from there. And probably the winner will probably face Jordynne Grace at that point. Again, but in a solo match. Right? So, in my opinion, I think Stephanie Vakir wins. I think Jada Parker's gonna get pinned on it. Right? And we're gonna leave. In my opinion, this should be the main event of the show, the last match on the show. It is the biggest match of the card. Right? Anyway, guys, that's my predictions for NXT Stand Deliver. Right? Hope you're watching on Saturday. I know I'm going to be watching Saturday. I'm off all weekend. I'm going to be watching the whole thing. Looking forward to it. Lots of wrestling. A lot of things going on that day. Whew. Anyway, make sure you like, share, subscribe down below, guys. Follow us on Podbean, Spotify, here on YouTube as well. I'm Andrew DA Wrestling. Make sure you follow us on all our socials at AMP1982 on X, as well as DA Wrestling or D Lions 1991. He'll be here tomorrow probably with our WrestleMania predictions. Anyway, guys, thanks very much. Appreciate it. Have a good one. Enjoy WrestleMania NXT. Stand Deliver.